Good evening, everybody. This is HK7335 coming to you live at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in Colorado. And tonight we're continuing on the level design for the Relentless Bridge. And just to give you a little context of what the Relentless Bridge is, I worked on a Star Wars-based internet web series, called it a docu-story. It's got a little bit of story and a little bit of documentary. And here's a shot from the end of chapter 3. So this is the bridge of the Relentless. This is what I'm working on right now as a level. And this is the Relentless. So just in case anybody's wondering, this is what I'm working on. So this is a massive Star Destroyer-esque type ship. It's 6,800 meters long. Don't even ask me how many people are on it. Probably a planet's worth. And we're getting eclipsed right here by a regular Imperial Star Destroyer. And there's another frigate in the background, an attack frigate. Call them the Wombats, Wombat class. The Star Destroyers are slightly different from the ones in The Empire Strikes Back. They're actually called Liap class destroyers. And this is the back end of the Relentless. And we're currently upgrading this model. This is the Lightwave model that we're seeing right now. And it looked pretty good. But I'm in Blender now, and there's a lot more things I can do in Blender quickly and easily without a lot of crashing that I can't really do in Lightwave. So Lightwave is a really crashy little thing. So we'll go ahead and, whoops, I'm going to get rid of this. Pull it over here, out of the way. Make it small, because I'll probably want to play this again at some point. And here we are in Blender, and right now we're going to make some elevators. We want to make some elevators that will allow somebody to get down into what we're calling the tech pit, where all the technical crew works, the ones that do the actual work on the bridge. So this little elevator is going to come down. There'll be one on both sides. And ultimately there's going to be like some emergency lights that flash when it starts going down. And it's going to move really slow. But there's other guys down here, and we wouldn't want them getting crushed. So we have to have some way to alert them. But if you've been following my progress over the last few days, you know that I've been sort of struggling with this, this back door here, this rear hatch. Well, I finally figured it out. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And I mean, for anybody who does game design on a regular basis, you're going to laugh, but this was actually a big deal for me. I actually figured out how to make not just one door slide open, but two. There's tons of tutorials online about how to make one door slide open, but it took me a while to find a resource that would actually show me what I needed to do to make two slide open. And this is a class blueprint. It's not a level blueprint, which is what I've initially first tried to do. I first tried to make a level blueprint, and that would have worked, but I can't use this door anywhere else except on this level. And if I wanted to make another one, I'd have to make an entirely new blueprint for it. But making a class blueprint, I'm going to go ahead and bring that up so we can see what that looks like. When I make a class blueprint, it becomes a thing unto itself with all its parts, which are called components. And let's see if I can remember where I put it. Ah, here we go. So here's the blueprint. This is what it looks like. And this is our trigger box area. So there's a box that, this is what it looks like. This is what the whole setup looks like. So here's the door. And we got this box around it, this volume. And so basically when the player walks in here, it activates and starts telling all this stuff what to do. So the key to making more than one door move was this thing called the sequence node, which was really a nice handy thing. I hardly know anything about blueprints, so this was pretty major. I haven't been using Unreal. I've been using it off and on for about 4 years, but I haven't been doing really solid, everyday development in it and really focusing on one aspect at a time to try to master it. So now I'm really trying to focus my learning on blueprints and get as much into it as I can so that I can start making other games. So what I'm doing here with this bridge is more of an exercise than anything else. I mean, obviously, you know, it's not something I'm going to be able to sell. It's for my own fun and amusement, and I may share it with a few people, but it's not going to be something that, you know, you could buy or download off of Steam for free. Or, yeah, I mean, I think even if I tried to give it away for free, I'd get in trouble. So, but maybe not. I don't know. I'll have to see. It's you know, it's going to be just a fun exercise type of thing that I'm doing. So we'll go back into our level here, and this is the back end of the bridge. And as you know, we can now go through these doors. We got this tack table in here. We've added some lighting to these just placeholder rooms here. And I've changed out all the lights to these things called rectangular area lights. And they are definitely providing a better quality of lighting. I also brightened up my skylight so we can kind of see inside everything a little better. Lighting's not final, of course. I mean, this is just so I can see what I'm doing. And then we got this sort of ante-room back here where I think we're going to put a bank of turbo elevators and probably some hallways going off to the left and right, and maybe another set of hallways right here going off. We may have the captain's lounge or the admiral's lounge in here, so, or the ready room or whatever. But I was also thinking that the captain's quarters are probably, whoa, I forgot to add collision to that. All right, the captain's quarters are probably in one of these little side alcoves here. Oh, did I hit play again? I did. Okay, well, amazingly, I can get back up there. Well, let's go ahead and put some collision on these right now. Might as well. I think we'll just do this manually. Let's go ahead and bring this object up. Let's go to the asset and open it up. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So we want to go to collision, and we want to add a box simplified collision. We're going to do this really simple. So shrink this down so it just fits. Scale is way too big. I'm going to try this. Scale snap 10. Ah, there we go. That's the fine scale movement. Alright, so I'll take this. And if I just do this, then we're going to not actually be able to enter the room. So that's not going to work. So we'll just make this like that, and then we'll shrink it down. So let's make it really skinny. Like that. I wonder if that'll work. Not sure. Yeah, because this whole thing's a box. So I may actually have to build some collision for this in Blender. So what I just need is the floor and these walls and this back wall. The back wall is pretty simple. Let me see. I'm just going to try it and see what happens. So we'll set this like right here. That should work. Let's go ahead and apply or save. And we'll go ahead and go back into the game. I'm just going to dock this right here. Right there. Okay. And then we'll go back into the game and see if we can walk in this room now. So if we can, then... Oh, yeah, cool. Alright, but we can still fall through the wall, so we don't want that. Okay, so we'll go back into here, and we'll add a few more collisions. I think we can just take this box and duplicate it. Yeah. Then we'll rotate it 90 degrees. And for now, we'll set it up just like this, because we don't really need to get that close to that wall right there. Make sure we're not extending too far past. What? So we'll line that up with about that edge right there. And we'll duplicate that, holding down Alt and just clicking and dragging this guy over here. And it's okay if these box volumes extend up that far. It's not really going to be possible, I think, for the player to jump out of the ceiling. So we won't worry about that too much. We'll put it about right there, and then we got to do one for the back. I think I will shrink these down just a little bit. Oh, okay, let's do this. I like that. And we'll do this one. Okay, make that a little bigger. And then we'll duplicate one of these again. Translate tool. Okay, now let's rotate this 90 degrees. Or minus 90 degrees. And that's just about perfect. Let's make sure it's lining up back here. Looks like we can shrink it down just a little bit. I'll leave it like that. That's fine. Alright, so now we can just duplicate all of these boxes and move them over to this other guy here. I think we'll go down for the top view. We'll get this box and we'll duplicate it. We'll just slide it over there like that. And then we'll do this one like that. This one, why can't I select that? There we go. And then the back. All right, let's go back to perspective and save this. And let's check it out and make sure our collision is working on both sides. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Awesome. Okay. Check this side out and oh, what happened? What? Okay. Oh, you know what? I must have pulled the floor out instead of actually duplicating it. So that's cool. Let's go back and fix it. It's not a problem. So let's see where, oh, here it is. Okay, so, oh yeah, yep, that's exactly what I did. I pulled the floor out. So let's go ahead and see if we can copy this again. So hold down Alt and click and drag. Okay, and this time we got it. So we'll set it about right there. And we will save. And we'll go into here and click play again. And this time we should not fall through the floor. It should be very nice. Yay. Cool. Okay, everything's working here. So that's good. That is a good thing. Don't call me Martha Stewart. Okay. Need just a sip of coffee here. Well, I'm having a little bit of a technical difficulty here. For some reason, your guys' chat messages are not showing up in my chat. So I'm going to go ahead and just restart Twitch on my browser and see if I can rectify the situation. So yeah, if you guys have been asking questions and I haven't responded, that's why. I haven't seen anybody in the chat window. Oh, something's going on with Water Fox. Okay, so a new release. Maybe that was what was screwing it up. Okay, I'm still not seeing anybody in the chat. Let me click my settings. Yeah, this is weird. I can't see anybody in my chat room. Wow. I wonder what's going on with this. Oh, I'm in the dashboard. I need to go to my channel. Oh, somebody's here. Somebody just chatted. I saw it for a second. Yeah, I can't read that. Okay. Hey, 886. Do you guys want to get on the Discord? Oh, and I need to make sure I turn off the push to talk.
It is.
So my Discord should be up. Okay. Sorry, I got somebody talking to me. Oh, okay, let's bring this up. Okay, you're going to be here in just a bit. I'm going to go ahead and send you an invite. Okay. I just sent both you guys an invite to the Discord chat. This is killing me. I don't see Frontline. Oh. Hi Frontline. I'll tell you what I'm going to try to set up today. First, I was just throwing in some very quick, cheap collisions for these rooms. I've only done a few collisions. These are probably not the best way to do it, but when I've used the geometry-based collisions with an object that's actually a box, it would close off both ends. So that's why I didn't do it that way. It was suggested that you had an easier way to do it. I'm all ears. I'd love to know how. But the other thing I'm going to do is I want to put an elevator here. I finally got these doors on the back end to work. I'm going to go ahead and click play just in case you didn't see that. And not one, but two doors. All the tutorials that I found online were for one sliding door, and nobody mentioned a sequencer node except for one guy on a Reddit stream. And I found it and figured out how to plug it in, and now I have working doors. And this is a class blueprint instead of a level blueprint, which is what I was trying to do the first time. And that was, I mean, that ultimately could have worked, but you probably know you probably know a lot about blueprints, so you know that that would only be usable here, and if I wanted to recreate it anywhere else on this level, I'd have to completely do a whole new one from scratch. So I made a class blueprint, so if I want to reuse this door anywhere else, I can just drop it in. Okay, so let's get out of there for a second. No, it's all code. I used a lerp vector. Let me bring up the blueprint so you can see it. Hang on 1 second. Okay, yeah, let me get the blueprint for that. It's right here. Oh, it's actually, no, it's not open yet. Okay, here we go. So here's what I did. So obviously we've got our on component begin overlaps. Here's the structure itself. I got this hatch, this hatch. This is the, it's not the root. But there's no animation on this, so here's our event graph, and you can see we just got these normal begin overlaps and end overlaps, a couple of timelines. These are actually done as float timelines instead of vector. I was using vector initially, and so I went with a float, and the way I controlled it is I just set a time frame. Ultimately I went with 3 seconds. I was initially going to go with 4, but 3 seemed to be a little more appropriate. So I went with a 3-second timeline, and then over here we come down to this lerp vector, and what I did was to control the amount of distance that the doors can actually move is down here in door setup. Actually, if I just go to, let's see, is it this? Or I go to the blueprint itself. Okay, so here under door setup, which corresponds to this over here, I've set the open can move 300 units, and the other one can open minus 300 units, and they both start at 0 because their pivot points were right on the x equals 0 point. So the animation's controlled in here with a float, and then we set up this lerp vector, and that is referencing the movement capacity that these doors can make based on which one we're on. And then we just let's see, is this a get? I think this is a get. I'm still learning all this stuff, but this is a get node, and then we had to get the relative location for the door. And then I compiled it and saved it many times, and it worked. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it took me a while to find it, and everything was for one door, and I was like, how do I hook up 2? You know, I was trying to plug these executable pins into 2 timelines, and it would never go into both. And then I finally found a Reddit where someone was talking about how they did some double sliding doors using a sequence node. I'm like, oh, okay, what's that? So, and it worked. Much to learn still, but I was pretty stoked when I got this done. I mean, it's just a door, but so now I want to kind of use something similar to create an elevator here in this little spot right here. And this is going to be pretty fancy when it's done. Right now we're just going to worry about the pad going up and down, and there'll be one on both sides, but since we don't want anybody to get crushed under here, we're going to add in some lighting that gets triggered at the same time as you step on the pad. And I think I'm going to bind it to a keyboard press, so like E, probably E or F or something. So you step on the pad, press E, and it lowers you down, and when you get off of it, you want to get back on, it'll come back up. So that's what I'm going to try to do today. Oh, let's take care of that right now. Vec, here you go. Oh, what kind of system are you building, Frontline, that there's no tutorials for? You must be doing something really unique. Maybe you can't talk about it. I don't know. It sounds like it's if it's like really revolutionary and new, then nobody's got tutorials for it. Maybe I don't know. I'd love to hear about it though. It sounds really interesting. Just based on the little you've said, I'm intrigued. Okay, so I'm going to get back into Blender here so I can do some work. Blender, there you are. Okay, so I'm making just this little simple pad, and I'm not really trying to get fancy with anything right now. I just want to create rudimentary structures so that I can get everything working without having to deal with expensive geometry and textures. So I think for the simplicity of everything, I still miss not being able to, or being able to fly around the way I can in Unreal. I know there's a way to do it in here, but okay, I actually have to get back to Unreal for a second and see. Oh yeah, while I'm doing that, I'm going to bring this thing up again. This is just to give you guys some context of what I'm working on. Here's another shot of the bridge. And the model I was working on earlier when I first started this stream will be revealed as well. So this is just a shot from Chapter 3 of Imps the Relentless. This is the Relentless Bridge we're going to pull out. And this is the ship that it's in. That's the upper conning tower where the bridge is. this section here that's now being eclipsed by this Star Destroyer. This section here is the part that I'm currently upgrading in Blender. This is the Lightwave model, and it looked good for the time, but I think I can make it better. And I don't work in Lightwave anymore, so if I want to use it anymore or do anything with it, I've got to convert it over. So yeah, that's what we're working on. So now I'm going to close this, and I want to add something to this piece right here. Just another piece of geometry. Let's just put a little cube there, and let's go ahead and make it a little smaller because it's way too big. And we'll line it up with this wall here. Put it right there, and then we'll drag this whole thing down to get that top part right there. And I want to get that polygon out of there, so I'll select this one and hide it. Then I can get this guy here. I'll have to hide that too. Delete faces, and then I'll bring everything back. No, not like that. Alright, so now do this. We can take this guy and drag him over here, and I'm just going to keep this really simple for right now. I'll make it look much more interesting later on, but we'll just simplify it. So what this will do is it'll just slide up and down on the wall, and these will probably only be usable in this part of the level. I don't foresee having another one anywhere else. I wonder if I should do this as one piece and just have them both lower at the same time, because I know I want to have one on this side. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go make separate ones. I want to just try to get one done tonight, and then we can do the other one later. So I'll go back into object mode, and I am going to mirror this. Oh, no. I don't want that. Mirror. There we go. And I want it on X. Oh, wait. I have to set the transforms on this to zero them out. Okay, now I should be able to mirror it. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we will take this and separate it into two pieces. Oh, wait, I have to apply the mirror first. Alright, now I'll separate this into two pieces. We'll right-click this and this, Control L to select everything, and we'll go Control V, separate selection, and now I have a left and a right elevator. But I don't like where their pivot points are, so I have to relocate them. So I'll go into the top view, select all this, move this up. Right there, and then we'll move it on the X, and I think its Z is going to be just fine. I think we'll set it right there. So is anybody on chat? Am I in the chat? I don't think I am. Where's my Discord? There it is. I got too many windows going. Hello? Oh, I am in. Oh, there's Notger.
Hey. What's up?
Hey, what's up, kid?
Not much, just chilling.
Shadow Realm's in here. I don't see anybody else. I don't see Vec.
He's a little nervous.
Vec is nervous? He might be. Hang on, I want to see what the front line said. The front line said that it's fairly simple in documentation, but I can't find out how others are doing it. Dungeon generation with multiplayer, multi-level. Wow, who's that talking in the background?
Yeah, watch your background noise, please.
Man, these girls just want to be front and center all the time. Okay.
Well,
RPG.
I made it.
Awesome. Glad to have you here,
Back
Rhett.
is here.
Cool.
Thank you.
Woohoo. All right, so guys, I'm trying to set up an elevator here, just a really simple one. So this one's here ready to go, so I'm going to go ahead and export it. Oh wait, actually, you know what? I should create a UV map for it really quick, just so the light mask doesn't scream at me. It's a really simple object, so it shouldn't take very long. So we'll go ahead and make a UV. Call this port elevator. Elevator. I know how to spell it. Okay. So let's go ahead and unwrap this real quick. Select that. Select that. Select that. And that. Select this top face. Actually, no, let's do the bottom face. Mark those seams, and then this guy over here, we just need to do this, and this, I believe. Mark those seams, and then select everything and say unwrap, and there we go. We have a UV map. I actually would like to make those islands a little farther apart from each other. Oh, hang on. I have to go back into the UV editor again. Okay, so I want to bring up my T panel and select everything in here, and then I'm going to go pack islands. Where is it? Alright, there we go. And I don't want anything to rotate. And I want to set my margin so there's a little bit of a gap between everything. You always want to have a little overlap with your UVs. Okay, that looks good. So we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of that. And we'll go into object mode and we'll save this object. Actually, we'll export it. And this is going to go where? This is going to go in the tech pit. We'll call that part of the tech pit. So call this port elevator, or TP elevator. That's what I want to call it. Port TP elevator. So we'll export that, and we'll bring it into not Lightwave, Unreal. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring this in. I'm going to see if I can remember how to do I actually like doing UVs. They are kind of a pain in the butt, but man, when you get them right, they're so sweet. It definitely takes patience, frontline. But yeah, there's just never an easy way to do them. But fortunately, that was a really easy, simple object to unwrap. It's definitely easier than trying to unwrap a character. Although that's not really that hard these days either. You just got to really be smart about where you put your seams. Alright, so I'm going to make a new blueprint class. It's going to be an actor class, and I'm going to call this port TP elevator BP. And then I'm going to bring in this object. Go meshes. Where's my meshes? It's in game. Bridge forward meshes. Got too many sub layers. I really need to clean house on this thing. So we'll go to the tech pit. We'll import this elevator object. I'll be stoked if I can actually build this thing tonight. I gotta just try to not rush, because that's where you make mistakes. Okay, so there it is. Where is everybody? What? Oh, it's in here. It's just giving me errors. I think I didn't have my default exporting settings on. So I'm going to go ahead and re-export this. Export FBX. I need to make sure I got... Okay, why does it tell me that it doesn't have tangent space? That's really weird. How can it not? I gotta check the normals. Maybe that something screwed up on it. Shouldn't be though. We'll just go with it. I think one of my other objects was messed up when I built the door. So it'll still work. It'll just be... The engine will just have problems with it until I fix it. But it'll work. Alright, so I have to remember how to do this. So I need to open up my blueprint. So this one I need to leave this one open because I'm going to have to reference it. This I can close. I need to open up this and I need to go to my blueprints. Alright, let's open this up. Let's dock it in here because we're going to have to jump back and forth a bunch. Now I need to select this object and add it as a component. And I also need to figure out how much it can move. How did I mess up the door? HK842 says, wait, how did you mess up the door? I didn't mess up the door. Did you not see it? Check it out. It's not messed up at all. It works. It's not textured yet, but it functions. What do you think of that? And it closes behind me. How do you like them apples? So see, I didn't mess up the door. Right now I'm trying to put in an elevator, and I don't know how far down it has to go yet. So I'm actually going to have to bring it in here first and just sort of figure out how far it can move. So let's go back into meshes, tech pit, and where is it? I know I brought it in here. No, it's not in placeholders. Did I put it in here? Let's look for port elevator. No, port TP. Alright. Here we go. Port TP elevator plane 01 and 02. How did I get two of these? Alright, well here it is. Get two of these. This is very strange. Why is it so much? Oh, I forgot about the trim around the deck. So let's just put a little drop right there, a little step. I think that'd be okay. Just a little step down onto the elevator. So that's where it sits. I've actually got to make a note of these positions. Need something to write with. So its current X value at technically closed is minus, let's see, X, Y, Z. This is closed or up. X is going to be minus 492. Too far away from my microphone. X is going to be minus 492. Y is 1613. And Z is minus 12. So that's closed. And then when we bring it down, the only place we're going to be changing is on the Z. So let's go ahead and figure out where this is going to... Whoa, that's the wrong way. Okay, let's bring this down to right there. That looks good right there. Alright, and that is minus 292 on the Z. Everything else stays the same. So this is down. And that's minus 292. Okay. Alright, so we got those values. Now, let's see, which one have I got in here? I don't know how I got two of these. This is weird. Okay, so we've got 01. So I'm going to delete 02. I don't know why 02 is in there. So I'll select that, and then I'll go into my blueprint, and I will add component, static mesh port elevator plane, and then we need to add a trigger box. This is actually going to be a very simple thing because it only has two components right now. You didn't catch the door sound. Yeah. It doesn't have sound. That was just me making that sound. You guys know that, right? I hope you know that. Okay. I got to remember how to do this. Okay, so I got to do a door trigger, and that is going to be, it's by going to here, or here actually, I can add another component, and I'll just type in box collision. Now, I don't think there was anything I had to do to this that was special. I'm going to check it though, other than rename it. Oh, I think there were some settings down here that I had to set for it. No, that was something else. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to keep making it and we'll see what happens. So we're going to rename this to lift trigger. Actually, we'll get rid of that underscore. Got to start doing this the Unreal way. And we'll compile and save, just in case we crash. Unlabeling. Yeah, it would. Hey, Vec, did you get the invite for the chat room? Oh yeah, you're in there. So oh, you want the trigger I want the trigger volume to be a child actor of the elevator? Okay, that's new. Yeah, because I guess we do kind of want it to move, huh? So that when you walk out of it, it's going to come back up. Because otherwise, if it stays up at the top and the elevator goes down and the player moves out, it's going to come back up before he goes all the way back down. Correct? I think that makes sense. So how do I make it a child? Is this an actor? Is the lift trigger an actor? And do I just... I'm probably just going to parent it to this, right? I think that's right. That's how we normally make children in the 3D world, as opposed to the real world. So I'm going to take this. Ah, cool. Thanks, Frontline. I really appreciate the help. So I don't need to make this too big, but I am going to size it up just a little bit. I'm going to kind of keep it on the pad. Just want to make it about the same size as the pad. And we'll move it up just a little bit, because the player actually has to be on this for this to work. All right. So let's see now. Let me go back into my hatch blueprint and see what I did next. Okay, so I got this, I got this. I need to add some variables. So that's what's going to happen. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, these are vectors, 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 vectors. And that's these right here. Okay, so that's a vector. So what was this? It's not a reference. Oh, I don't need it that tall. Alright, I'll shrink it down. That's probably a good idea. Hello. There we go. Yeah, we'll just shrink it down to about there. That should be big enough. We'll bring it to right there. That's good. Compile, save. Oh, let's see here. Oh my gosh. See, that's the problem with only doing this thing one time. It's like, yay, I did it. And then, how did I do that again? So these guys are some kind of a variable, I think. Yeah, they are a variable. These are the components. Okay, so I need to add variables. Right. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to add a variable, and I'm going to call this, lift. Lift, yeah. TP lift. It lifts the TP. Okay, and it needs to be a vector, not a Boolean. Right, this is where I do it. Okay, and I don't think I need to make this an editable instance, but I'm going to publish it anyway. All right, so there's that, and then did I make... Okay, no, only the doors. So now when I go back up into this... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Okay, I need to make an up and a down. All right, so when it's up, this is going to be the up. So this will be TP lift up. And then we got to make one more variable called TP, not double A, TP lift down. Okay, and I think we have to publish that one. What's the close? Let me look at this for a second. Okay, so the one that doesn't move, or the one that's the baseline start position, is the one that gets published. At least that's how I did it before. So that's this one. So this one does not need to, because this is going to be the one that changes position. So we'll go into here, get rid of all this stuff because we don't need it. Let's see, what did I have selected? I had the box trigger, so I'm going to add event for lift trigger collision on component begin overlap, and then I'm going to do another one. Let's go back into here, do another one. Collision on component end overlap. And I know I'm going to need a lerp. Lerp stands for linear interpolation, I believe. So we're going to add a lerp vector. And I need to bring, first of all, I need to go and actually define this. Oh, I have to put this into a category. That's right. So I need to create a category. I'm going to call this lift setup. Okay. So now we've got these in lift setup, and if I go down to this one, I can switch it over to lift setup. Woohoo! I remembered that much. Okay, I'm excited. So now I think I'm going to bring each one of these needs to connect to the lerp. And then we add the timeline, and then we add the set relative location. Okay, I think I can do this. I know I can do this. So we want to get lift up, and we want to get lift down. And also, before I do this, let's go ahead and see if we can go into, is this it? Where's the one that has the, that shows me the values for that category? Lift setup, that's not coming in. All right. Okay, see, here's where it gets confusing, because there should be a category here, the one I just made. I think I need to go ahead and make this publishable too. So when I go into here, okay. Ah. Oh. No, that's not going to be it either. to remember what I did. Because see, when I clicked on this, it gave me... Wait, no, that's not it either. Where was the one I clicked on that showed me the different positions? Oh, here we go. The name of the blueprint. So door setup should be in the blueprint name. So it should be right here, but it's not. I don't understand. Oh, I think I need to compile and save. Now if I click this, there it is. Okay. So the lift up value is going to be minus 492. No, that's where it was at when I started. So really, I can keep this at 0, I think. I'm going to keep this at 0. X, it only translates on the Z. So the lift down, and it went from minus 12 to minus 292. So let's bring up my trusty calculator. And let's go minus 12. Plus, so it's going to be basically 292 minus 12. Right? That's 280. Okay, so our lift down is going to be minus 280. All right. Okay, I think I did that right. I think. Am I coming through on the Discord audio? Oh yeah, I am. I can see myself flashing.
I'm listening to you on the Discord audio.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I have Twitch completely muted.
Yeah, you might as well. It's on a delay, so.
Yeah.
Right, you need to mute yours, HK7335.
Mute my what? My Twitch?
I'm hearing a delayed stream. I'm assuming it's coming from some browser somewhere.
I can't hear it here. I think
Neither can I.
I think my Twitch is muted. I'll go to my channel. Yeah, it's muted. I pretty much have it muted all the time. So anyway, let's get back to what I'm doing here. We're almost out of time, but I think we can get this finished. So I need to add a timeline. And I need to open it up. And I need to, I wonder if I needed to have the lift selected. Let's call this lift motion. We're going to make it, did I make it a function? Yes, I did. Okay, so our first keyframe is going to go here. It's going to be 0, and its value is going to be 0. And I want this lift to actually move pretty slow, so I think I'm going to go the whole 5 seconds. So I'm going to set this here, and I'm going to set it for 5. Actually, we'll go 4.5. And the value is going to be minus 280. Okay. So now, I want to select this, and I'm going to right click and go auto, and that adds some ease in and ease out on the motion. We'll compile and save, and let's see what I had to do next. So say, okay, I connected these to the lerp. I connect that to the timeline, so the component overlaps go to the timeline. So let's do that. Let's get out of here, close that. So this goes here. This is going to go here. I will be absolutely flabbergasted if this works, but we'll see. And then we need to, let's see what happened. Lift motion goes to here, and then we need to set a reference, set relative location for hatch left. So that's what we're going to do next. So we're going to select not hatch left, but the lift. Alright, so right click. We're going to go set relative location for this. All right, cool. All right, I think I did this right, and this is going to go here, I think. Yes, new location. All right, so I'm going to compile, I'm going to save, and I'm going to bring this blueprint into here. I'm going to get rid of this thing, because we're going to bring a whole new one in. That's a blueprint. If I can find my blueprints folder. Where are you, blueprints folder? It's inside the maps folder. Seems like I got duplicated folders in here. Here we go. What? Wait a minute. What happened? Where? Oh, here we go. Here's another maps folder. That doesn't have blueprints in it either. Where did my blueprints go? Oh, compile, save, compile, save, and where are my blueprints? Why are there no maps in here? What's going on? Some strange things are happening. Okay. CG Electronics. Okay, peoples. I'm confused. For some reason, my blueprints folder has disappeared. Everything was in game. Bridge forward. There's the meshes. Maps. I'm just going to go into content and I'm going to search for port TP elevator underscore BP. And why is it not showing up? It's like it just disappeared. What the hell? Where's my rear hatch? I mean, it's still in here. Yeah, there it is right there. Let's make sure it still works. If I deleted the blueprint, this thing would be gone. Okay, something is strange here. I should be able to find this thing. I mean, it's right here. I'm going to see if I can find rear hatch. Rear hatch. Okay, this is very strange. Why is my stuff missing? Whoa. It's like my blueprints folder just went away. Maybe I accidentally deleted it. Let's see if that piece came back. Yes, it did. Okay. So, rear hatch. Okay, wow. Here's the blueprint. Oh, am I supposed to put... Oh, what? Oh, boy. Okay, so let's go to game, maps, blueprints. Create blueprint. Okay, so is that it? Apparently. No, I don't want that. Where are my other blueprints? Okay, this is weird. I have a mystery on my hands. Don't know what happened, but I've got the blueprints right here. I just made it. I compiled it, and I think I have to connect. I have to connect this with that. Or wait, yeah. I have to connect this with that. Okay, now I can compile and save, and I should have a working lift if I can find the blueprint. Oh, here it is. TP elevator blueprint. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go get rid of this other guy. Okay, I don't know why it's in there, and I want to know where my rear hatch blueprint is. That's just weird. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and move this guy to here. What were those coordinates again? X is minus 492. Minus 492. Y was 1613. Oh no, that was for down. Oh no! I think... Oh no, it was on the Z. Y is 1613. Okay, I'm getting discombobulated again. And Z is minus 12. Okay, that sounds right. Well, let's see if it works. Oh, you know what? Just realized I'm going to have to... Let's see what this is. I have no idea. Oh, that's an object. Alright. Why does it say blueprint? This is a blueprint. Where is the... Oh, see, now all my blueprints are here. Okay, I don't want this one. I'm going to delete this. Okay. Come on. Get rid of it. Yeah, something very strange happened there. Because now my blueprints are back. So go figure. Alright, so I need to update this object first. And that is this guy here. Let's browse to the asset. Oh, no, that's the blueprint. Where is the lift? Oh. Okay, I'm going to open the blueprint. And I'm going to see if I can just get to the object. Yep, here we go. Okay, so now we can add some collision to this, and we will just go simple box collision. Add box simplified. Let's make it a little skinnier. Just about finished here. We're just about to the point where we can actually test this out. I know I'm slow, I'm sorry. I'm still learning this stuff. That's not really an excuse though. Okay, so put that right there. That should be fine. Okay, save. All right, let's see if this thing works. Compile one more time, save, and let's put this up here because we may need to come back to it. Actually, we probably will. Save that. It's going to take some time to figure this out. Yes, it is. No, I think I might have... Yes, it was Z minus 292 frontline. Thank you. Yeah, somehow I couldn't find my blueprints folders. I looked in the folder that they're in now, and there was nothing there. I don't know what happened. I'm sure it was user error. I'm going to try this out. I'm going to see if it works. Okay, so we got this little guy here. And nothing's happening. Okay. Well, it didn't disappear. So I'm not sure if I've got my setup nodes correct. My trigger box is not triggering. Alright, let's get out of here and go into here and see if we can figure out what I did wrong. Play reverse, TP lift up. I wonder if it's because if I made them both published. Let's go into here. So lift down is minus 292, and that's the one down there. Lift up is 0. Shoot at it. Sometimes that works. Yes. Alright, I'm going to try jumping up and down on it. That could help. Let's give it a shot. I wonder if I need to... I shouldn't have to extend the trigger volume outside. Oh yeah, we gotta be in play mode, don't we? That's not helping. That's not helping either. Okay. Alright, let's see. I wonder if I need to change the trigger. I'm going to try that. I'm going to make the trigger bigger. Let me just have it come out this way a little bit more and this way a little bit more. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know why. No, I must have done something wrong here. Nope. Nothing. All right. Clearly, I have not figured these blueprints out yet. Everything looks right, but is it? Probably not. I wonder if maybe the problem is... I wonder if I have to make variables when this thing is selected. I wonder if I just select that thing and then make my variables. Huh. Well, guys, I will solve the mystery and I will go over what the answer was when we do this again next time. But, you know, we built a blueprint. It probably works. I mean, it actually does work, because if it didn't, I would be getting these weird arrows telling me that there was a problem, and this says that it compiled successfully. So technically it's set up correctly. It's just there must be a problem with the values, and I have a feeling it has to do with these, because here we're referencing this, and when I created these variables, they don't really correspond to anything. So I'm thinking that I might have had to have this selected first when I created the variables. I'm going to try creating another variable. We'll call this lift up, and we will make it a vector. And let's see, I wonder if we have to have this selected again. I wonder if one of these needs to not be published. Let's open this up. I want to see which one is published and which one isn't. So the open, which is when it moves 300. Okay, so that one's not published. So the one that moves is not published. So in this case, that's this. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to recompile this. And I'm going to see, I'm going to try this again. I don't think it's going to make a difference, but let's find out. Nope. Alright. Well, gang, I'm going a little over time, and I'm going to try and solve this offline, because I need some time to think. But anyway, I will figure it out. Yeah, I figured out the doors, and it's the same thing. It's just I set something up wrong, so I'll figure it out. Oh, now
You tried remaking the whole thing?
What's that?
So have you tried remaking the entire thing?
With the entire bridge?
Just everything?
Really?
That's my boy.
Yeah, just scrap the whole freaking project and start from scratch, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. And tomorrow night, we're going to have a special Saturday afternoon HK showdown where we're going to be killing zombies, playing 7 Days to Die. We're going to start at 1 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. No, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and 2 p.m. my time. So if you guys want to catch that, I will be streaming it, and it should be fun. I'm going to take a little break from the game building and do a little game playing. So once again, good night, everyone, and thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Good night.
Good night.
Right.